All the vaccines that have been used in the past, like smallpox, yellow fever, measles, and polio, for instance, recently, all these vaccines are effective, and there have been no reports of failure to them. If there has been failure, it's because the vaccine was not a good vaccine in the first place.
No, there's another part of it in the sense that probably because the whole idea of antivirus was that apart from taking care of it, was supposed to be a vaccine, a preventive vaccine, but just because of the problems of considering the fact that it's a deadly virus, nobody wanted to try something like that. So now we were forced now to use people who were already infected and prepare vaccines. So we are assuming, although that study has not been carried out, that these patients who have become negative probably could be immune to the virus. You understand?
God is very kind. Fortunately, there's no disease that has come which has not finished up on the shelf, really. It may come back in different forms, like influenza and bird flu and all that. But in the end, one day AIDS will be gone. Okay? I don't think it will be in my lifetime, but it will go all right. I think people will wake up to the idea that you can vaccinate and stop it.
Way back in the late 80s, he had written out this hypothesis on the possibility of eliminating HIV and other bacterial and viral infections through therapeutic vaccines. Now, when this idea was brought up, it was actually looked upon as being firstly a strange idea, and people actually questioned, the scientific committee questioned the possibility of this kind of hypothesis.
The second thing is that the theory behind the substances developed is so simple and so clear that people would like to think that if something is not rocket science, it's not science. If something is not complicated, it's not science. I'm not saying that it's not complicated, but he explains it so simply from his observations that I think some people think that, well, it is too simple to be true. A lot of very simple things evoke that sort of reaction. And I think Professor Ngu's substance has suffered from that sort of bias or prejudice.
I present the issue to the Ethical Committee of Cameroon, the Cameroon medical community. They have an ethical committee, and the ethical committee, after studying it, proved that it was safe to be used.
His product got to the stage where it was undergoing clinical trials, and because of the dramatic results he was getting from those clinical trials, the government wanted to see if in fact we could substantiate his results. And that's when he presented his development to the bodies, what that I told you, including the Drug Commission that I preside.
For several other reasons which we may not be able to say here, or some we may not be too sure about, that same scientific committee which had confirmed that the vaccine was safe did not want to test it as a preventive vaccine.
There have been some delays in this process. And this process has not been going on for as long, or has not been going on as fast as anybody wanted to go, given the fact that it's very important. That's a regrettable fact.
In 1962, I went on a Rockefeller Foundation fellowship to Harvard Medical School to do chemotherapy of cancers. We came back to Ibadan in 1963, and after that, I think in 1964, I was appointed as, a visiting professor to Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, 64. And when I came back as retired, I was appointed the head of surgery in Ibadan, a professor and head of surgery in Ibadan. And I remained in that position until I left 1971.
El profesor Onoma Ngu regresó a Camerún en 1971 para ayudar en la creación de la recién establecida Universidad de Yaoundé. El profesor ha exigido a sus estudiantes los mismos estándares con los que fue formado, en una carrera que en Camerún tiene más de 5 décadas.
Maybe I was badly paid up or badly trained, but I went throughout my career in life. I can remember cases I saw as a medical student because my professor said to me, "Go and investigate this and come and tell us about it." I can remember it clearly. And I think one of the faults of our teaching system is that we do not give students a chance to find out information for themselves. We tend to give them, hand it to them. And when you take it like that, if you are very distinguished and have a grey moustache or grey hair and they think that this is gospel, in fact, it's absolute nonsense.
When I came to the clinic in the year 2000, late 2000, at then the stigma in Cameroon of having HIV was too, people were scared and, it wasn't as common as now.
The patients, whenever they are coming here, they are very confused. They are never sure which one is going to help them, whether it is Vanhivax or antiretrovirals.
Many patients have, come to us, received their treatment and, went away without any problems. We have some problems because we cannot track down patients. They come when they feel better, they just disappear.
Some of the kind, they don't have money to get here all the time because normally they have dates for the vaccines. And some people they have by virtue of the fact that they have to take probably 1, 2, 3, 4 vaccines. They are supposed to stay young. Some of them can't afford hotels or whatever. So after having given several trials, they just fall back and they don't come again.
Once you're infected with HIV, it is a doom. It's like a death penalty. And then suddenly you find that Vanhivax has cured you. The preoccupation of such a patient is not coming back to even say thank you for what you've done, or keep off as much as it is possible. And you move on the streets, you meet them, they want to keep away from you because they want to forget that past life and they want to now start living an entirely new life.
Les malades ne reviennent plus parce qu'ils n'ont pas les moyens de venir à l'hôpital. Et ce sont nos malades. Comme 1500 cahiers ici. Mais ils n'ont pas moyen de revenir. Les examens coûtent trop cher. Ce qui fait qu'ils meurent de pauvreté.
I founded this Clinic of Hope in 1991 when I retired from the medical school.
There was a time Professor went on the air and talked about his Vanhivax. Then there are so many people who ask from friends and they'll tell them about the clinic. And there are some good colleagues who know that immunotherapy is being carried out here. And if they find patients who are HIV positive, they won't allow them to get down the 6th stage before coming here. So they send them here.
More patients are coming now because of the news they are getting. So they come for treatment too.
The most important thing I've learned from being in the clinic is that it's a normal disease like any other diseases. Because you see here in our clinic, we feel very free with our patients. We don't stigmatize them. We play around with them. We talk. They are normal people like us.